This is me trying to de-stress. This is one of those like scalp massage things. It's usually feels really good when I don't have my hair up, apparently. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackie and I want to welcome you to my, what is this? I think I'm in the middle of a mid-pandemic crisis. So I have been seriously struggling so much the last 3 to 4 weeks. And it's one of the reasons I didn't show up last week. And let me just say that anybody who is staying sober during the pandemic and is doing an incredible, amazing, mind-boggling, baffling work, because it is so hard. And I'm still sober too, but it is really hard because the things that were keeping me sober, the cornerstones, I guess you could say, of my sobriety were prayer, working out at the gym, spending time with loved ones, going to therapy, in-person therapy. And when all of those were stripped, minus the prayer, which I can do anytime, anywhere, but when all the physical elements were stripped out of my life, yes, I can go to the gym, and I've returned since the pandemic, but it just isn't the same as it was before. There's still that inherent risk. There's still that worry and anxiety of being around a pretty significant amount of people and all these things. And this isn't going to be a bitch fest. This isn't going to be a listen to all my problems and feel sorry for me, because the last thing I deserve is sympathy or pity, and that's not what this is. This is just me sharing what I'm struggling with right now, because I feel like when I go online and everything that is coming through my feed on Instagram, on YouTube, on all of my social platforms, I haven't even been on TikTok. I haven't even been on there. Basically, what's coming on my feed is all this stuff that I'm normally interested in. So people posting their workouts, people doing DIY projects, people doing, making milestones in their business and their small business achievements. And it's not like me to be a jealous person at all. That's not how I've never been that way. And that's why I feel like this is a mini pandemic crisis or meltdown within myself, because I'm noticing certain things are just like triggering me or setting me off that normally I would enjoy. It's like I'm scrolling and I see somebody doing their daily workout that they post every single day. And all of a sudden I'm just like, next, like, I get it. You work out every day. I don't fucking want to see it right now. Or, oh, you just made this, or you just sold this much in sales. And I'm just like, next. Like, I don't fucking want to know what everybody's doing right now, because I think it's because I'm struggling so much. And normally that's where I feel like there's a little bit of jealousy that's coming in there, because everything has been flipped upside down. And anybody who is in recovery and struggling to stay sober during the pandemic, my heart really goes out to you, because it is such a hard thing to do right now. And on top of that, which is a very hard thing to do in and of itself, on top of that, we are doing virtual learning. If you're married, if you have kids, you're sort of juggling all these things. If you're like me and you have a small business, you're trying to keep it afloat, you're trying to keep it alive. If you have a child with special needs, that is something I'm still working through, because I don't necessarily know how to be a teacher to a child with special needs. I can be a parent to a child with special needs, but being a teacher is a whole nother ball game, and I really don't know what I'm doing. And a lot of days I just sort of need to get away from all of this digital feed that's kind of bombarding me, because I am struggling so much in my personal life, and because things are really hard right now in my business. if I had to just describe it like in a sentence, I would say my gross income, my net profit has both been slashed completely in half. And a big reason to that is because I'm only able most days, more often than not, only able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new things posted each day. I'm not actively out sourcing hardly at all. And actually from now until the new year, challenging myself not to source anything, only to stay within my house and source and make with what I have here. But that's a whole nother topic. This video is going to be just me venting, basically, and I apologize. I do have a project that I'm going to pop at the end of this video, and this is sort of the caveat is, since all of this happened, I know that I have so much to be grateful for. I have a perspective of, you know, that this isn't going to go on forever, that we will come out of this. It's an extremely more stressful week for me the last 2 weeks because I found out that an old friend, well, my ex, is still in his active addiction, and that really saddened me, and he was kind of on my mind a lot. And also that 3 of our family members are currently quarantining because they've been exposed to the virus. And so I think when these things add on top of everything else, it can be easy to get overwhelmed. And then kind of a funny one was, not funny, but it's funny after the fact, was Bella, our dog. She has incontinence, which basically just means that without her knowing, when her medicine stops working for whatever reason, she lays down and she leaves a puddle of urine everywhere she lays. And so it's literally like having a little baby that you have to clean up the messes and everything. And I called the vet to get in, and they were like, we only do appointment only. I was trying to get into a new vet. Long story short, I was like, okay, well, do you have any advice on what I should do in this situation until I can get into my appointment with you? And she's like, yeah, they sell dog diapers at the pet store. So here is Bella in her dog diapers, which I had no idea existed, but whoever invented these was such a godsend because this completely alleviated me having to run around and clean up all her messes. And then all I had to do was change her diaper and get her in and out of the diaper. And it's eco-friendly, by the way, which is nice because then you can wash it and reuse it. Anyway, so all these things sort of when they pile on, and you know, you're in your regular life, it doesn't seem so daunting, but when you pile on the pandemic and the heaviness of that and the weight of that sometimes can just bog us down. And so I'm making this to say that I even am so frustrated with myself and I'm annoying myself so much. And as I'm going through my Instagram, I'm like, well, look what you're posting. You're posting workouts, you know. I posted workouts on TikTok. I posted workouts on Instagram. I post DIYs. I post DIYs on here. I love doing DIYs. But the thing is, why is it irritating me so much? Because I feel like I'm focusing on, you know, it feels like when I look back on my post, it feels like I'm like, look at what I made. Look, like, give me compliments. Tell me how much you like it. And I don't want to be that person. And you know, I like to share what I make because I truly enjoy creating stuff. I truly am passionate about creating and building a regenerative and sustainable brand. And so this is part of the process for me, is that I'm going to start upcycling. I'm going to be making things out of discarded items, out of excess materials from other businesses. But I get like, in this time, in this climate that we're in, it can feel like sometimes what I'm feeling is it can feel insensitive to post this stuff given the current environment and state of the world right now. So that's sort of like why I'm feeling all this sort of. I just want to say that for me, the reason I'm doing all these projects, and I just redid my office, and I did I just redid Nicos Dresser, which we had sitting in the garage for 6+ months. And I'll just insert me working on that now while I'm talking because I don't want this video to go on forever. I'm doing these projects not because I feel super motivated and I have all this energy every day to do all this stuff. It's because, like a saying in recovery was taught to me way back in my AA days, was like, you need to work just as hard for your recovery and you need to chase your recovery just as much as you chased your high. And for me, that was every waking hour of every day. And having those items stripped out of my life, no longer being able to meet in person with a therapist, no longer being able to feel safe and enjoy working out in the gym, no longer being able to feel safe and go visit with family, very much limiting all of these type things has taken a really big hit on my recovery. And so where I had to fill in the gaps and I had to figure that out, as everybody did during the pandemic, how to take care of yourself, how to keep yourself sane as possible, and to take care of your family and take care of all your responsibilities to your best ability. And for me, that meant I had to fill in the gaps with those physical elements. I needed something to do to tire me out. And so for one point, it's doing these manual labor projects, sewing, upcycling, cutting things up, painting, redoing. That does wear me out, and I need that. And so I will continue to post it, but I kind of wanted to post this as just I wanted to post this also because I think it's important to acknowledge that just because you see me doing all these projects, it's not because I want to be doing all these projects. It's because I need to be doing something to keep myself sane, to keep myself sober. And I'm not doing it to boast or brag or to be like, look what I made, give me compliments. It's not about that. And if you don't want to see that stuff right now, I completely understand it because I don't even think I want to be making it. But I think I'm to the point where I'm so busy every day that I just have to share what I'm doing each week. And if that means just sitting down and talking with you, and then it's going to be that. Or if that means that everything in the world feels too heavy, so I don't show up one week because I need to take care of myself, then that's what it means. And so if you're struggling with something like that, I completely relate and understand what you are dealing with because it's so hard right now. I think it's important that we take time to unplug as needed. And funny enough, like when I was painting my office, it was like I needed that because I needed that reminder that when I do projects, a lot of times I just put on music and I just work. And that's why I do the voiceover on YouTube, because I can't share with you the music, obviously, that I'm listening to, because of copyright issues. So I talk over and I put like that background music on. But basically, when I'm doing a project, when I'm creating, when I'm making something, I get in like my little zone and I get in my, just like at the gym, my mind shuts off and I'm just doing, I'm just being, I just am. And so those creative escapes were the closest thing I was able to find a substitute in place of the gym. I do home workouts, but it's not the same. It really isn't. So this was just a long-winded explanation of just what I'm struggling with, and that everything on social media annoying me, that might be jealousy, or that I started to later think that might just be a cue that I need to unplug from it and I just need to focus on what brings me joy, which is YouTube, which is Poshmark, which is eBay. Well, I don't know if it's eBay, but eBay brings me a paycheck. So focus on the things that bring a significant value and benefit to my life, and sort of let go of the Instagrams and the TikToks and all the extra stuff that really doesn't bring me joy. I can keep my profile up and decide if I want to go back to it later, but that's just where I'm at because the less I consume of other people's content, the happier I am personally during this time. So that's what I'm going to do. I will try to watch as many of you all's videos as I can, even if I am only able to watch, you know, 1 of every 4 you post, because some of you all are posting videos like you're turning them out like hotcakes. I'm over here barely able to do 1 every week, 1 every 2 weeks. So that's insane. I'm happy that you're able to do that. And I do enjoy watching other YouTube creators' videos because I know how much work that goes into it, and I truly enjoy supporting other YouTubers. But if I'm MIA, that is why. And so let's just go ahead and take a look at the after on Nicos Dresser. Okay, Nico, do you want to see your dresser?
Oh, there you go.
Yep. Wow. Wow. This looks super neat. Wow.
You like it? Okay, so just so you know, you can write on the black parts, Nico. You can write like socks and here, PJs, whatever. Or you could even draw countries on there, anything you want.
Yeah.
You have a big kid dresser. Okay, you think you can make it work?
Jones things out.
And that is going to be everything for this week. I won't see you before Thanksgiving, so I want to wish you all an amazing Thanksgiving holiday, however you choose to celebrate or not. We are just going to be staying home this year, but I still hope it's a nice, relaxing day. But it should still be nice because we'll all be together and great food, right? So no complaints there. Anyway, I will see you guys next week. Thanks for hanging out. I feel like these videos are turning into little therapy sessions. So thanks for sitting with me through this, and I will see you guys next week. Peace.